Welcome to episode 213 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes. Holla.
Yeah, we did it. Finally.
We did it. Hayes, we missed you last week, but you had a championship one, right?
We did. Yep. So basketball's
that?
over. Softball is in full swing. And softball is a monster. Say that. Basketball is great. Libby had a great time. She played really well. And they won a championship. Third in a row.
That's pretty impressive.
The
Yeah, we mentioned that last week. So
You did?
Yeah, we mentioned it on the pod.
Oh,
we showed their
that's
team
so
picture,
sweet.
them holding the trophy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So shout out to
back to back. She was real excited.
To Libby for that last week. Shout out to Dean Huffman. I don't know if he wanted me to say his last name,
His
but
government name,
for filling in last week. Dean and I live on the pod. I think this was the first for the podcast, but we're going to start doing it more. And as Dean comes on more as our intern, I need you to fully give him the hardball questions, see if he passes the test. But preliminary.
What's the hardest? What's the hardest question you asked him?
Mine was mainly based around his top 5 project.
Okay.
So we'll have some more projects for him to do. I want to maybe see if he'll go around Kentucky and do some Instagram lives for us, but I don't know. We'll see. That might be like a graduation project.
At least at Rupp. Like, go to Rupp.
Oh, yeah.
Click the button. If it's just that.
Just interview people about their shoes. That'd be great.
Yeah.
No, so he did really well. He has challenged me, and I did not do it this week, but I will do it in the future, maybe the next time he comes on. He challenged me. He said, yeah, I'm pretty much done with On Clouds, but if they're at Marty and Liz for $50, I can't pass that up. And I was like, I think I could find a lot better shoes for $50 for you.
It's Marty and Liz.
It's like a used. So he told me, I thought it was always like a used shoe store, but it's like shoes get sent there that were maybe like used in like commercials or in
props,
like
so
displays or props, I think. So they're very lightly used or maybe worn once, but they get sent there, is how he described it. Haley's gotten shoes from there before.
I've never heard of it.
But yeah, it's in Cool Springs by the Kroger in Cool Springs. So
okay,
not a free shout out, but so he's challenged me with finding shoes for $50 that are better than On Clouds or better than On Clouds. So
has he not tried eBay?
Yeah, eBay's an easy one for truly used shoes. I know he's a bit of a clean freak, so I'm gonna try to go new shoes.
You could still get new.
Yeah,
it's not hard to find.
I'm with you. So that's what he's charged me with. He's come back at me and challenged me on that. So
okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try to find some for him. Yeah, we need some hard hitting questions. However, first ever on the podcast that we want to do more of, we had a Kentucky-Tennessee bet. It was the night before the Kentucky Kentucky-Tennessee game, and Tennessee won, as most of you probably already know. So Dean has to eat a slice of a hot pickle from a gas station. That is kind of our go-to
Why is that?
punishment. That is a John Holland, Uncle John original right there. So that's something with our group that Dean's grade and John and Cammie and myself and Haley, that we have a running joke of like, if something's on the table, it's a hot pickle bet. So it's one of those nasty hot pickles. They
sounds
sell
good to me
in a bag at 7-Eleven. They'll give you a bellyache for sure. So on our senior trip, we all partook, and there was some gas station meat unrefrigerated
Ooh, now
gas
that's
station
gross.
meat that's like the spicy whatever Slim Jims, but the super fat ones.
Yeah.
And there was pickles involved. So it's the same variety of that.
Okay.
Not refrigerated pickles that are spicy that have been sitting at a gas station.
Okay. Doesn't sound appetizing, but it doesn't sound. I wouldn't throw up.
Right. It's not throw up, but it's for Dean, that's pretty bad. He said since the Vols were favored, I would have to just take a whole bite and he just has to take a slice. So, and we said we'd do it live on the pod. So coming up, we'll have a pick 'em payoff. And then we'll start getting more of those. Hayes, I think we could start.
I'm
those
in.
up too.
It would not be hard for me to get in something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, hey, dare you? I'm in.
What's the like one of your worst memories of food like that? Like a challenge? Because I have one.
Oh man.
And it's not from I did not eat it, but I remember people eating this and it was dicey.
Man, I've done a lot. There's this one time we might have talked about this in the podcast. The last job that I had that wasn't at my current I've been there 14 years, but my last job before this, I was with Verizon. In my last week, they'd seen me do something stupid and they were like, "What would you do for $5?" And I was like, all kinds of stuff. So that week turned into like Hayes' $5 challenge. This is before social media, and so that week, now mind you, I'm 30 years old. It's not like I was in college. Okay. Part of it was I drank 11 of the syrups from Cracker Barrel, those little syrups that are this big.
Wow.
I drank 11 of those. I snorted a pack of ramen noodle seasoning.
Oh.
I drank a cup of water out of this guy's shoe, like took his shoe off. It was a loafer, put the water in the shoe, drank it.
That's disgusting. That's the worst one.
Dude, I've touched human throw up with my mouth. I have eaten
what
bugs that we've never talked about this. I feel like this
is so terribly disgusting. Please never tell anybody that again. Don't the throw
I've
up.
done
Don't
so many things for money related to food and yeah, it'd take a lot for me to even be challenged. I'll tell you that.
Well, I was gonna say one of the two that I remember that I was like repulsed by, and you're gonna be like, that's Bush League stuff. Is the kids at camp, we had a contest for points for their team to eat the All-American shake. Do you remember that? Were you there for that?
I mean, it sounds really familiar. Surely I was there for
so
that.
The All-American shake was, we had the kitchen, we were eating hot dogs that day, and it was like everything you would get on a hot dog and the hot dog blended up into a smoothie. And this one girl drank two. Like she got points for drinking one and she volunteered for nothing to drink a second one. Just like hot dog bun, mustard ketchup relish. It was like a pistachio green color.
Yuck.
And just thinking about hot dog being in that, just the chunkiness. Gross. That's probably one of the ones. And then you did it for trying to go viral. But when you ate cereal out of your mowing shoes, that is one of the most.
I forgot.
That actually,
I forgot about that.
Now that you've told me you drank water out of somebody else's shoe, that's way more gross than your own. Even if it is a mowing shoe, like drinking out of somebody else's shoe, that makes me want to gag right now. Like,
people gagged when I did it. It was pretty shocking. And you're frozen. Crap, he's frozen. Man, I hope you can hear this. when I was in college, I when you're desperate. Oh, you froze. You're back.
Okay, there we go.
When I was in
knew I was
college,
frozen.
desperate for money. There's this one time we were at the intramural field, and man, no exaggeration. Like it's like August in Tennessee, and bugs everywhere. And there was this, I would describe it as a moth. It's somewhere between a moth and a grasshopper, but it was as big as, I would say, a hummingbird. And it was flying around the intramural field, and like it landed next to me, and I grabbed it, and it's large. It is a large insect. So my buddy was standing next to me. He grabs my hat off of my head and says, "Hey, let's take up an offering, and Hayes is going to eat this bug." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll eat the bug." And it ended up being like $38. And I went out in the middle of the field in front of everybody, and I chewed this bug up and ate this bug. And it is giant. I mean, it was just getting through the exoskeleton was a tough ask. I'll tell you that.
Did you feel it like flapping its wings?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
did you feel it first?
And at one point, its leg was hanging out of my mouth, and I'm like, and its legs hanging out of my mouth. It was like $38. One of my, man, this is like a core memory for me. And my brother would be a fun one to come on the podcast just because it's my brother, not because he's all the shoes he has are ones I've given him pretty much. Anyway, so we were in college together, and he's a freshman, and I'm a junior, so maybe sophomore. I can't remember. Anywho, it was like this festival. We were trying to attract new, recruits to our club or whatever.
Mm.
And part of our gag, like our thing was we're giving away goldfish, like actual goldfish. It was in this big like baby pool, and there's all these goldfish. And so my brother and I, we got like a whole handful of goldfish, and it would, and that pass the egg game where it's like catch the egg and not break it. We did it with goldfish. So I would spit the goldfish out of my mouth into his, and then he would shoot it back to me. And it was like how far we could do it. But at the end of it, it was
how
you had
far
to eat it.
Could you do it?
Oh, 20, 25 feet. And
a
at the
goldfish,
end,
real live goldfish.
So then the thing became, okay, if you dropped it, you had to pick it up and you had to eat it, but you had to bite it. And I had to
oh my gosh, that is disgusting.
It was so stupid.
You've got to be like the only one in the world who has eaten this stuff. Do you know anybody else who would eat the stuff that you have eaten? A live bug and a live fish? Did you eat it? Did you have to eat it?
Many times.
Goldfish?
I don't know how many times. 10 times probably.
You had to eat a goldfish, a live goldfish 10 times.
Probably something like that. 5 to 10, I would have guessed. I didn't have to, mind you. This is just for fun.
This is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
You've never known this about me?
No.
That's what I'm saying. The gas station pickle would be a challenge. Like, it'd be fun. It just sounds like
I can imagine now. I don't even know if I want to play games with you to.
You don't want to play these kind of games.
No,
I'll win most of those games.
It's gonna be like just something you have to do on the podcast. That it won't be bad. You just have to do it.
Okay.
Like it'll
just
maybe like.
Tell me what we'll do.
Maybe we'll have to like. Do you have an exercise bike there?
Yeah,
maybe
right there.
You have to do like an exercise bike for the whole time.
I'll do whatever. Anything that's
you will.
fun and stupid.
Apparently, eating a live goldfish. You ate.
I would guess between 5 and 10. And the thing was, like, because it's the easy way out is just to swallow it. So that's why he'd be like, no, you got to chew it. I'm like, oh. And you could feel the guts like bust in your cheek.
Like a gut.
It was absolutely disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
I figured
how are you alive, man? I know.
Oh man.
I feel like I learn something like every month. You'll say something and I'm like, what in the world? Like that's not
Throw up.
even real.
Listen, there's no doubt about it. Throw up is one of the and in my case, it wasn't even. It was like somebody that was sick. It was like
Okay, stop. I don't want to hear the rest of this story.
so. Then I got sick. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Oh, last thing. We'll move on to actually sneakers.
yeah.
One of the worst things of everything I've told you. What this is like? If I can look back on life and say, I wouldn't be surprised if what I did just now took minutes, hours, or days off of my life. Like if it's very possible. So we're sitting at the lunch is college too. We're sitting at the like lunch table. Everybody's around. Remember that stupid prank you'd play where you unscrew the top of the lid of the pepper or the salt and it would dump the whole thing?
Yeah.
We're screwing around with that kind of stuff. And one of my friends comes up and I had just a regular glass of a Dr. Pepper. And he's just screwing around. And you're like, we're college kids. And he dumps a whole thing, a whole salt shaker into my Dr. Pepper. It was like, and after a few minutes goes by, it's all the salt is settled on the bottom. And it's like this much salt and this much Dr. Pepper. I mean, it's a huge amount of salt. And it was like $20 so you drink this whole thing. Thought about it a minute, stirred it up so it wouldn't be so much salt at the bottom, and I downed it. And man, I was sick for 2 or 3 days. Like sick. That much salt, it took. I mean, couldn't get out of bed sick. Could not get out of bed sick. But I'm serious. After that, I was like, you know what? I bet this stupid thing I did probably took some time off of my life. I bet.
Clog those arteries up for sure.
So stupid.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Man.
What an idiot.
Shoot. All right. Well, I think that means it's time to jump inside.
What's inside the box?
What's inside the box?
That's my shoe in the box.
Don't tell anybody
right.
that I told you all these stories. Don't tell anybody.
Gosh, well, it's on the internet now. It lives forever.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just kidding.
Let's see. I thought I had more in here. Let's see. Do we have stuff in this one? Nope. All right. Well, we'll go on here. Here we go. Little April sneaker release preview. Some of these have already come out, like the Cinnabar, which I miss. I forgot. We had Mike message us that he got these down at the bottom, these 5 or 4s that came out yesterday on the 5th. He also, from the same shop, got these, what are these? Matcha dunks. Man,
They're MF Doom, right?
they are Yudo Horigami.
Yeah, those are dope.
The Olympic skater.
Yep.
Yeah, so he got those. I really like those. Those are really clean. Both from Blue Flowers Skate Shop. So they do raffles. I don't know. Apparently they might have like a contract where they get these shoes, or maybe they buy them through somebody. But I'm going to have to go check them out. I've always seen them. I thought they were a resale shop only. So yeah.
Matchas are tough.
Yeah, those are really dope. And these looked really good. The ones he had, the navy blue, SBs. So maybe since they're a skate shop, they got a little sample of them. I don't know, but yeah. So we got those. Got some more coming out, like the Great Fives coming out on the 19th. The Rookie of the Year lows coming out on the 18th. The Breads coming out on the 26th. This top one looks like a fragment, but
or a union.
Yeah, and it does look like a little bit like a union. What is that? Just the high, deep royal blue. Rare Air. Oh, it's the Rare Air collection.
Yeah, that's the ones that are right below that too. This is a women's shoe, by the way. The one below.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yep.
Yeah, but I wanted that one. It's like a
They're sitting
knockoff
right
of the Nigel.
You
They're
can go
sitting
get
still?
them right now.
I
Yep.
didn't know that. Okay, well, I might. Depending on the price. Air Jordan 1s have gotten
200?
a little crazy. Oof. For
Like they're
Jordan
200.
1? Okay. I'll have to think about that. I'd probably say no for 200, but the shoes that I really wanted, and it was right. Elliot's T-ball game started at the same time, and I did not get them. But those Spiridon, the undefeated
Mhm.
Spiridons, the gray, or the white colorway, whatever that lighter colorway was, I really wanted those. Those are
Hmm.
really dope. Sounded like they were pretty limited. They sold out. But yeah, I thought those were really cool. So, anyways, man, I don't know. All these are really dope except for this 3 right here. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's lazy.
Like, it must be a women's release. Metallic silver. Yeah, women's Air Jordan 3 metallic silver. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Any of these that you like?
Really like the matchas. Love the grapes, even though if it's the same quality of the past models we've gotten, I'm gonna pass on the grapes. They're really plasticky, very plasticky.
And a lot of leather. They're thick leather.
Yeah, not in a good way.
Yeah.
So I'm say the matchas are the best of this bunch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the quality on these grape 5s because I have I think 2 times ago when they released. Would that be
I don't remember what year now.
2012 or I don't know. Maybe around 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. But yeah, I like them. I love the shoe. I think they're really cool. I
Love
don't
'em.
wear them a ton. It's just, I mean, it's a good shoe.
Five's a tough. Like
It's tough. Yeah.
I love. It's exactly for me like the 11 and the 6 and the. It's I love them and I can't pull them off. That's
Yeah.
fives.
These
The
5s,
cut. The
and I
cut's
have
real
the
high and
the 6s, the infrared white 6s that you got me. Both of those are like white leather church shoes. That's like all they are. Like I'll wear them to church. But yeah, I struggle to find other places to wear them generally.
Get back.
There's your cat.
Cat.
Hey, if you're watching online with us, send us a comment. Let us know.
Yeah, we got 2 people.
Yeah.
Idiots. Let us know who you is.
All right, let's see. Next up. Just keep going. Vanessa Bryant previews. Have you seen these previews?
No.
The Nike, the upcoming sneakers. There's some Mambacita ones. They're coming May 1st, April 13th, which actually is
Those are
these right here, the 9 elites on. Oh, that's on the May 21st. But these made Dean's list.
really
For top 5 basketball sneakers. Yeah.
okay.
He loves them. I think that's a really dope colorway. I did tell him about the detail colorway that's like the black and gray.
Yeah.
I think we both love those, but
I agree with you. I've always loved this shoe. Can't wear it too much for me. Love them.
Agreed. On all sides. So yeah,
where are you gonna wear? Where are you gonna wear those? Is the question. Like they're too
right.
The cut's too high just to wear out and about.
Definitely can't wear them with shorts.
I was gonna say, but you want somebody to see the rest of it. So
Right.
What's the context? The only context is play basketball in.
But even then, I mean, I'm sure they're good basketball shoes, but that is really high up on your leg.
It's very high.
That's like as high as my socks
I've always
are.
loved that shoe. It's a great shoe.
It is a great shoe. So those are coming out May 21st. We don't know when these Kobe 4s are coming out.
Those are really sick.
Yeah, a really cool colorway here.
That looks like the new Ja 2s that came out. Have you seen those? It's the exact same colors.
I don't know if I have.
They just came out, I think, today.
Okay.
It's identical to this colorway.
Wow. Then you've got some Air Force Ones that are coming out too. This is the not sure what colorway this is, but they've got the big 8 on the back. Nike's doing like 5 or 6 Kobe's in the Air Force Ones or Air Force One Kobe's, whatever you want to call them. They've got his signature, that big old 8 on the back. Just some different styles on that one. I think these laces are modeled after the pajama pants. Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy. They're exactly the same.
Can we talk? Hey, really quick.
Yeah,
this is not a basketball podcast, but since we're talking about it, man, Ja Morant with one of the biggest middle fingers to the establishment ever that we've seen more recently. He gets fined for the finger gun.
He gets warned
this
first.
Week. He gets warned, and then the next night does it 3 times.
Yeah.
After getting warned. Talk about, well, look, as a person that is very against the establishment, love it. As a business decision, horrible business decision. Like he had everything. He has everything to be one of the faces of the league, and just can't get out of his own way.
Yeah,
he cannot get out of his own way. And look, I got as many guns as the next guy. I'm from Antioch, Tennessee. I got more guns than I can tell you. It's not about guns. It's about the principle. But then the inconsistency of
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of all of it. Is
an NBA game,
any game.
I've never seen an NBA game this year where there wasn't some kind of something that I could think, oh, that's a gun reference. We're like
Mikal Bridges, his 3-point celebration is
exactly.
He's done it for years,
literally every day.
LeBron.
Who cares?
The list
at this
goes
point?
on and
just
on.
ban it. If you're gonna ban it, and
for one
everybody
guy.
gets one. Like I'm not a Memphis Grizzlies fan. I'm really not. So it's not a homer pick for me.
I am.
Like I see it every single game. And so at some point, like, oh, are we also going to ban like the arrow? Like that's a form of violence. We're not. But like, who cares, man? It's banned in the NFL. Either ban it or don't fine everybody or don't fine anybody. You can't just fine Ja Morant for doing it. That's Bush League, in my opinion.
That's absolutely.
And I'm all for like repeated incidents, like getting a heavier fine. Like I get that, but this is a celebration. Like, it literally happens every single day. Look at half the NBA's, like their handshakes before the game. There could be some in those. Like, when are we going to stop it? Just chill out. The NBA, I mean,
they can't get out of their own way right now.
Yeah, and it's been an issue. Like Gilbert Arenas did it like way back in 2008 or whenever that was. And it was an issue. Like I'm not saying it's not an issue. And in our culture today, it's even more of an issue. But it's a celebration that literally everybody in the NBA does. Like the main vocabulary in your sport is shooting.
Touché.
What are we going to do? We're going to ban that too. We already banned the word owner. You're going to ban shooting?
And listen, newsflash. I've been to more NBA games than I can count. And every single one of them blares hip-hop music at 1 billion decibels. And like it or not, I'll listen to hip-hop as soon as anybody. Most songs have some sort of reference to that. So what are you going to do?
Right.
But the inconsistency is ridiculous. Yeah. That is you are exactly right.
Yeah.
Ban one thing, ban it all, or just anyway.
And these shoes reminded me of it. So we're looking.
You froze.
Lose me.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. We're looking at the Kobe 6 Dodgers colorway, which is coming out. Sorry. Let me zoom out. May 30th. And Undefeated's got the whole like catcher set. This, which is kind of dope. But this is very Duke-esque. How happy 100%. Were you about that Duke game yesterday?
Bro, we are all Cougs. Hail State or whatever you say. Cougar life, Cougar Nation. Kelvin Sampson's my dad. Cooper Flag, I hope you had a worse night of your life. I hope you are.
Oh man,
I hope you never forget about it.
I agree with you. I was not hopeful though. It was bleak, even down to the last 20 seconds.
Right.
I could not believe it. And I will say, a lot of people are out there saying that foul on Cooper Flag was not a foul. It wasn't, but that's not why they lost.
I was gonna say that's the thing that
Is why make your freaking free throws, man. You missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Like that's why you lost.
I am the unhealthy Carolina fan that is more excited when Duke loses than when I just am. Like I'm that. It's an unhealthy fandom. So, but the passes that Duke gets all year and all the brown nose, like whatever term you want to use, that goes on with Duke, and just the love affair that ESPN has with them, and half their announcers are Duke grads, and all that stuff, and it just makes me so happy. Like it's just such a joyous occasion when they lose, much less when they're favored and everybody's got them winning the championship.
Yeah, I mean it's all Duke
guys. But the bias of Duke, it just is so, it makes me even more sick. But it's nice when everybody else sees that play out, and then when they lose, oops.
Yeah, I've gotten so fed up with the whole narrative around, like, I don't know if you saw on Twitter all the people saying that Derek Queen traveled on his. It's like, get out of here. One, no, he didn't travel. Okay. Two, like, we're really gonna call that one play out? Like, there wasn't one, he got hit on the first step, so you could call a foul there. But like, we're gonna do that for every minute of the game, or just like the last second when he makes an amazing shot to win the game? Like, we're gonna do that? Duke hit one field goal in like the last 12 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say that one foul is why they lost? No, man, get out of here.
They collapsed. Just say what it is.
They fell apart. And I mean, they're a good team, but they fell. I mean, I
so back to the shoe is that I will never own a shoe this color. I don't own. You could go through my closet, and I don't think I own anything that's royal blue, much less royal blue and white. And I'll never will. And it doesn't matter. It's just how
aside from that Grant Hill Duke jersey.
Give me a break. I was 12 years old.
Is this okay? So when I see this shoe, I know it's the Dodgers. I know it's the LA connection. For me, though, I'm a huge Cubs fan, huge Kobe fan. Would it be weird if I wore this with the Cubs jersey?
No,
I think that's
not
passable.
at all.
It's got the baseball.
I think it's passable.
It's
the same color. And if who's gonna
like, if you know,
people will know if
right?
you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. And I don't know.
But listen, I don't
probably won't get these, but
I don't see even though they're both NL, I don't see. I never have felt like Chicago Cubs and LA Dodgers are a big rivalry. That doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, when we were really good around the time we won the World Series and the couple years before and after, the Dodgers weren't like up like they are now,
where they are
I
now.
guess. Yeah. So we didn't really align with them on that as much.
Yep.
So I don't know. I have entered into your I'm not at your level probably yet, but you've gotten back on baseball recently, and I think I'm getting there. Obviously I've been on college baseball for a few years since Tennessee's been getting really good, but I've watched 2 Cubs games this year already.
Braves are looking really good so far, 1-8. Let me tell you this. So you surprised you'll be. I've watched 3 Braves games so far.
Wow.
Parts of 3 games.
Yeah.
The one that we won, and last tonight was rain out. Last time was Guess how many March Madness games I watched?
How many? One. None.
0. Not one. Didn't watch one.
Wow. Okay.
So it's because I've purged my life of the things that cause me the most stress, and that is a humongous stressor for me.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's so immature. I'm 45 years old, and the college kids make me cry and get mad. And that's absolutely true. So the way to solve that is just don't watch the things that make you the most stressed. I don't think March Madness is fun. I don't think Duke versus North Carolina is fun. I think it's absolutely stressful as crap. And so I would just prefer, I enjoy baseball. You know, if the Braves win, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to be upset if they lose.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I feel like this was a bit. I'm not a controversial person, but for me, I guess it was a controversial idea that came to my head, and my wife and I talked about
I
it.
mean, we just spent 10 minutes talking about gun celebrations. That's very controversial.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Guns kill
Anyway.
people. Guns kill people, Mason. It's not bad guys,
anyways,
it's the guns. The guns are bad.
I lost my train of thought.
Tariffs
what
are
are-
bad too.
What are your thoughts on this? You're a freshman playing in the NCAA tournament, and you lose in the Final Four, and you cry, and somebody cries. Do you think that's worthy of crying or no?
I have never played basketball at that high of
Right.
a level.
Agreed. Same.
And all the time and hours and effort and money that is put into that to get to that point, I don't blame them. However, I am not, and nor will I ever be, a cry in sports is necessary. Definitely not crying when you lose. I more would be pro cry if you win, rather
with you on
than
that.
bawling if you lose. Just take it like a grown man, and either way, take it with grace. And you're only as good as your last win anyway. In real life, it's a what have you done for me lately world, and you're only as good as your whatever most recent win.
Yeah.
Anyway, sucks,
I
but
was
it's
on the
reality.
Same lines, and if we were anywhere popular, if this was a take of anywhere popular, I would get killed for this. But I'm okay with it in a particular circumstance. But there was a kid for Auburn who's a freshman that cried after the game. But my thought is, okay, you play for Auburn, you could be there next year. You probably aren't going to be there next year because you could go to the league. So in that case, like you shouldn't cry.
Well, let me
in
ask
my
you this: did the person play?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
That's better,
okay.
right?
So what's
Like,
worse is I heard a story of a Duke walk-on who got out of the. Did you hear this story?
no, I haven't.
There's a story about a Duke shocker. I know. Listen,
You
consider
you
this
ate
sport.
it up, didn't you?
Yeah, of course. Duke walk on, all the guys in the locker room after the game, they're not even making eye contact. You could hear the pin drop, and the media is looming next to them, ready to pounce. And a walk on walks out of the shower, just whelped up. His eyes were all red, and like the kid that maybe played 2 minutes the entire season. That person dang sure doesn't get to cry.
Yeah.
Okay. If you are putting, look, I wouldn't have cried if I was Cooper Flag, but that guy deserves to cry. Like, he should cry. He choked. They lost. He's the best. Naismith Player of the Year. Like, he did some stuff, right? Hate him, but he should cry. In fact, I hope he cries all week. I hope he cries to the point that he has to change his sheets. frozen. I'm such an immature person. Could you hear me? You
I can
froze
hear
up.
you, yeah. I did freeze up, but I could hear you throughout.
Okay.
No, I don't know. The Cooper Flag one is interesting because, like, yeah, he did a lot, but like,
He's just going to wipe his tears on his $1 million NIL deal.
exactly. Like, you could just
The
come
innocence
back.
is gone from college. We're
You could
old,
just come
funny
back
buddies.
for another season. Like, if it meant
Yeah.
that much to you. And so the reason why I say it's controversial for me is because I'm a homer, and I feel like it's okay for the seniors on Tennessee to cry.
And the circumstances, they're seniors. They lost, and they were
Right.
That
They
makes
have no
sense.
opportunity to come back, and they built Tennessee to what it is. Tennessee wasn't back-to-back Elite Eight before they got there. And so I don't know. I just, when I saw the kid from Auburn crying, same with the kid from Duke. Like, I don't know.
Come on, buddy.
I'm
Grow
not
up
with
a little
it.
bit. You
It's
didn't
a
even
sport.
contribute.
It's a sport. I don't think. I mean, I'm sure I cried when I was, past the age of 14. I don't think I've cried.
Do you
over a
remember
sport.
your senior year of high school when you won a championship and we came back with
Yeah.
whatever that story was? I remember a story of that coach who we beat because the next year we played them and they kicked the crap out of us. And that dude came and like I felt so bad for our guys, by the way, because they had nothing to do with the previous year. None of them
Right.
had even played. And all of a sudden they are in the targets of this team that had all juniors and we beat them and it was embarrassing. And you know that story? Remember that?
Yeah.
And that coach came up to Tim and I and said, I have to be honest with you. I got in my car and cried after that game last year. I was like, bro, this is a church league. This is a Nashville City Church League team.
Do me a
You
favor
cry?
and never tell anybody that ever.
Don't
again.
don't you ever admit that, especially to a grown up. Like, don't. But like that's a reference point for me. Is like, what is your problem? Are you serious? How? And I'm how old at that point? 30-ish,
It was
32 or
13
3.
years ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and this dude is in his 50s. Got to be in his 50s at that
Oh
point.
my gosh, no way.
You guys, I cried after that. I was like, and this is my face. You just mopped the floor with us by 25. And like, I don't care. I'm not going to lose one bit of sleep. I don't even have a stomach ache right now. Like, it's like, oh, this sucks. But you guys, had a, but listen, you had a vendetta against a team. None of those guys are playing in this game. It's just the front of the jersey you're mad at. Well, I hope you feel good about yourself, you 55-year-old jackass. Like, sorry.
Oh no, that's beautiful. That is hilarious.
We definitely don't cry in church league. We definitely,
That's
good
a
or
rule.
bad,
That's a rule.
good
for
or
sure.
bad, you don't ever cry.
Oh man.
What was that story? How much were we down?
We were down by 9 with like 56 seconds to play or something, I think is how it went.
And then we won by 5?
I think less than that, but yeah, like
it
3
was
or
close.
4. Yeah.
I think it was like down by 8, win by 5, a minute and 10 seconds left or something.
Yeah, I think that sounds
it was
right.
one of the
It's like 13 points.
take away
in, like,
everything
a
I've
minute.
ever take away all the stuff I just said, and it was way up there in terms of the sports things I've personally experienced. It's probably the top sports thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's probably it's up there. That probably was my peak of sports moments. It's all downhill from here.
That was so amazing. Wow.
The fact that we don't have video of it, it's just like Wilt's 100-point game. Like it's just
It is kind of like that. It's unbelievable unless you were standing there and you witnessed it. And then that man crying.
Which we need like the 30 for 30, but not about our team, just about that man crying his career trajectory.
Or whatever Presbyterian church. Oh man. You could have seen my face when he said that. I'm like,
I can't believe it.
it wouldn't even. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
You know that there was 32 teams our senior year in that Nashville league. There was 6 this year. Our church that we go to now got back into that league, and I know they have different like divisions or whatever, but yeah, there was 6 teams in their division.
What happened?
I don't know. There was a lot of fights. It wasn't a very good
It
league.
was a horrible church league. It was the most.
It was a city league at that point.
I told somebody the story recently about me in the huddle, and we're up. I can't even remember who I was telling that or why. I got to remember the context by which I was having to tell the story. It's like, y'all, I only cussed in front of teenagers one time, and this is the circumstance.
And it wasn't a close game or anything.
We were up. We were mopping the floor by like 35.
I think we finished. Yeah,
I was so mad.
we smoked that team.
It was not competitive, which is why I got so mad.
Oh man, yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, back to sneakers for just a little bit.
Wow.
We had so we'll go back to the basketball court on this one. Devin Booker popped out. Have you seen these? No. Well, not terribly great shoes. They look like the eBay dunks that came
You are
out.
being extremely kind.
Yeah.
Not terribly great looking shoes. This is, you know exactly what this is. This is the Pride Month Bookers. What is Pride Month? Is that June or something? Somewhere in the summer.
I'm gonna tell you the story behind these and why it's cool. When
There is
Devin
nothing
Booker
cool
was
about this
a
shoe.
rookie. No, you'll like
There's
it.
nothing cool about the shoe.
These are the what does. These are what does.
This is a terrible what the.
Well, I'm just telling you what it is. When he was a rookie, who was he teammates with? When he was a rookie.
A gay person?
No.
Jaron
No.
Collins. Jaron Collins.
He wasn't.
Are you
teammates with
sure?
him. I don't think so. Anyways, he was teammates with PJ Tucker, the sneaker king. And so PJ Tucker's on a 10-day contract with the Knicks. Devin Booker plays the Knicks. He comes out with him and PJ Tucker, the only two that have this pair of shoes, and they're called What the PJ. And so him and PJ Tucker wore these together on the court for the Knicks Suns matchup this week. So I think it's a cool story. I agree with you on the shoes. It's very prideful shoes. But I thought it was cool
nothing cool about this shoe. I guess it's a
an
little bit of a
ode
cool
to the
story.
sneaker king.
With
I
its
mean,
being-
he
okay,
is the
well,
sneaker
that makes sense,
king.
But why? This is just too much. It's just too much. I like PJ Tucker when this shoe is horrible.
I'm with you. But it is a what the. That's what you get with a what the shoe. They could have not done all patent leather. I'll give
Yeah,
you
that's the even
it's the kicker.
worst part.
Would have been cooler if PJ Tucker would have played a minute, but
He didn't play.
he has not played in a minute. But I am all for if we're going to give a guy a spot on the end of the bench, PJ Tucker's got to be in consideration.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a glue guy.
like we're going to give the Knicks crap for signing PJ Tucker, and like the Bucks had Thanasis and not Antetokounmpo on their team. I mean, I'd rather have PJ. I'm just saying. So, the other Devin Booker shoe that we got was against the Knicks as well, and it was an NYC Booker colorway. The cool thing about this one, cool being a relative term, the different thing about this one was it was a gel swoosh.
The gel swoosh is horrible.
Yeah, it's
This
a
is
unique,
as
I say
bad, if not
unique
worse.
thing.
Man, that is as bad, if not worse, than the
I
Pride
mean,
shoe.
This
So
shoe looks like
such a-
it. Clyde Frazier could have
Oh.
worn this shoe. It looks so old. It looks so old. All leather.
Oh,
Like this
man.
is like the Converse weapons. That's what this looks
That
like.
is a bad colorway.
It's why I don't understand. Like, what's the ode to NYC? Like, why do you have the NYC logo? You play for the Suns.
He's
What's
not
up with
from there,
that,
right?
man? No, I don't think so. I don't. That's a good question.
I can't remember where he's from. He went to Kentucky, so
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Hmm.
So no.
yeah, no idea.
All right. Well, it's 51 minutes in. For the last shoe, and this one might be the worst of the episode, so I'll let you decide.
Can't be.
Worst of the week, but Tyrese Halliburton coming in on this one.
It is the
It's
worst. You are correct. I didn't think we could get
to
worse.
this dog. I thought it was an ode to Scooby-Doo when I saw it, but yeah, let me zoom in on this. It is debuting a new Puma All Pro Nitro PE for his dog Ames. Ames, named
Go
after
back to the dog
college
one more time.
city
Go back.
that he
Go back
named
to the
in
dog.
or lived in.
So it's a golden
Nice.
doodle, right?
I would assume so. I'm not very great
What's
at dog
worse?
breed.
So it could even be worse. It's hard to beat the fact that it's a furry shoe. Like that's bad enough alone. But the fact that we're celebrating this grown man that has a golden doodle and not like a Rottweiler or a Doberman Pinscher or anything that's not just a frou-frou hypoallergenic dog.
Wouldn't you get that though with Tyrese Halliburton? Like that makes sense.
Yes,
Like his
doesn't
game
make it
is
less
like a golden
stupid.
doodle.
It doesn't make it less stupid to have a ode to your dog, and it's that. It's coming from somebody that's not a big pet person.
If this is
So-
the actual picture of his dog, and I have no reason to believe that it's not, this shoe does not look like this dog.
Yeah.
There's a billion different scenarios that you could make a shoe that looks vastly better and looks like this dog.
Yeah,
This is a
actually,
cute
even
looking dog.
kind of resembles that dog. This looks
Yeah.
like Rolf from the Muppets as a shoe. Pull that up, bro. I'm spot on with it.
Scooby Doo.
Go Rolf, ROLF, Muppets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm spot on. That's who this shoe is
Wow.
after. Pull that in. That is exactly what that shoe is.
Yeah,
It's not his own dog. It's Rolf.
Was he a dog? I guess so.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's incredible. You're right. That's definitely that shoe.
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a good. It looks like a Scooby Doo shoe. It's actually what I thought it was, but yeah. I guess Tyrese Halliburton can live to fight another day on this one.
It
but
also looks like the
is this
texture.
the worst? The loser of the week right here in terms of
It-
sneakers?
I mean, that or either of the Devin Bookers. Those are really bad. But we've already no, it'd be inconsistent for me not to call this the worst because of how anti-fur on shoes I am. And this is the epitome of fur on shoes. Not just that, after his own dog.
Yeah. I do
What a
want to
big
jump
bum,
back
too.
before we close out, and I've got to show you. Have you seen the picture of Bronny in his whatever his career night was? That was like 17 points.
You mean in the 35-point blowout that game?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I have not. Show me.
Gosh, you got to look at that pair of shoes. Well, what do you notice anything about these? He wore 3 different shoes.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even know when he changed into the third pair. I would assume halftime for
I
one.
mean, we
of
got
them,
2
but
pair of Kobe's and 1 pair of LeBrons.
Yeah.
Is
No,
there
but
something I'm
tell
missing?
me, tell me that he didn't put his dad's Kobe's on. Look how tight those things are choked up
They
on.
do look pretty tight.
Those are huge. Like, whose shoes did he wear? What happened to the other ones? Like, why didn't he just put these back on? Why?
Yeah, why did he wear 3 pair of shoes?
I don't know, but I mean, look how tight
They
he
do look
tied
very
things.
large.
Those don't
Yeah.
fit. His toe ends like right here. Look how much they're creased.
Keep going. See if there's more pictures here.
Why? Yeah, I'll go. Just some clips, but there's another one.
But this is this bad. By the way, let's call this what it is. The Bronny James thing is as bad as the Duke stuff. It's might be worse. That career night was all over ESPN, and they lost by 35 points. He only played garbage minutes to get his 17 points, and yet that was the top story: is Bronny James finally breaking out in trash time in a blowout. That is the most. Oh, that's yuck. That's a yucky.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just wanted to show you how tight those were.
Yeah,
The
that's
comments were
interesting.
hilarious, but I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they look like they're a size 16 and he wears a 12. That's what that looks like.
Yeah. That seems like it would match up with his dad, right?
Yeah.
Did you know these were a thing?
Are
Have you
those
seen them
teams?
before? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I've never seen them before, so
I forgot he was a Spalding athlete, but I do remember
yeah,
those.
Spalding. Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? All right. Anyways, that's all I've got for inside the box. I do have a question for outside the box.
Let's do it.
2 questions, really. I saw this from another podcast that they do stuff on Instagram and TikTok, but 2 different photos on here. So we'll start with the one on the left, and you just tell me, what is the correct bite? A, B, or C for this sandwich? Which bite are
The
you
next
taking
bite?
The next bite.
Well, I wouldn't want to get it all over my face is the first thing I'm thinking of. So I'm going C. So then I can get back to the middle and it not be all over my face. Because if you go B here, you're going to get some jelly right here. You're going to get some peanut butter right here. So if you take out C, you got a full great bite after that. In the same way on the pizza, I'm going with number 1.
Yeah, I think
that
that's
you
the
can
right
come
answer.
back to, so that you can come back to the middle.
Yeah, I think 1 for sure is the right answer for the pizza. I think it's definitely not A on the sandwich.
Yeah,
I think nobody's taking that bite next. That's if you took A, you're wrong.
from
I
a
mean,
tasty standpoint, B makes total sense. But if you're
That's what
trying
I'm
to not
thinking.
get it all over your face, because that's what that bite's going to do, it's going to end up getting jelly everywhere, and like I would rather go with a less satisfying bite to begin with, huh?
You're kind of assuming that that's a PB&J, right?
It's got to be.
I don't know. Is it?
It is. Yes. The C
I'm not
C
sure.
bite is going to be a lot of peanut butter.
It looks like all peanut
It's
butter.
going to be a
if it's
lot of bread.
PB&J.
But the next few bites after that one, after you get that one out of the way, are going to be perfect. But
I agree. The C is a lot of peanut butter, but you got to get through that one to smush all the rest of
smush
it
all
back
the rest
in.
of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
one
if
on
you
the
only
pizza.
now look, I think it's a no-brainer. If you only got one bite left,
if you
you
can
go
only
B.
take one, yeah, that's a
That's
good point.
easy.
You go B and 2.
But if I'm
on the
trying to knock
pizza.
this sandwich out, I go C, and then everything else is really good. You got a mediocre bite, 1 bite, and then the
Right.
rest of it really good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I thought that could be a little bit controversial, but I just thought, generally speaking, I think everybody should know the right answer in that one.
Yeah.
Not everybody always does. Let me
'cause
see if there
people
was
hate
anything else. I think that's all I had. You got anything else, Hayes?
And stay out of the weather and don't get killed in the weather. I'm over it.
We had some time this week, man. Are you
I
a
had
Nash severe weather person?
100%. It's the
That's
only
the
way to get
only
news.
only way. Only way.
Plus, the only way I get any sort of news is X. Like that's the only thing I get any news on and have for years. Quickly, I'll do a more than sneakers moment.
Okay.
And this isn't, maybe it's less specific. So my daughter randomly was put on a softball. Well, I mean, we're playing softball, but she was randomly drafted onto a softball team. She's never played. She's athletic. She's good. She's starting at first base.
Wow.
But guess what team she was just miraculously drafted onto? Based on the rest of this conversation, it should be pretty obvious. The Lady Tar Heels. And guess who is the team mom? Me.
Meg.
I am the team mom.
Oh, you are gonna be so extra. You're gonna
So
be
extra,
deck.
and immediately I bought 2 Carolina baseball jerseys that I'm gonna rotate in and out as the team mom. I was like, this couldn't be more perfect. How are we the Lady Tar Heels? What are the odds that we are the Lady Tar Heels? Yeah, I'm volunteering. Yeah, I'll be in the dugout with a jersey on.
I don't know. It's better that you're the team mom or that you would be in the stands with like full Lady Tar Heel.
It
Wait,
makes more sense than how I'm going to be.
Did you buy
decked out.
Tar Heels jerseys or did you buy
Yes.
a jersey that says Lady Tar Heels?
No, I bought Tar Heels. Cannot wait. But I was so excited. I was like, I cannot
that
believe
is
this is set up
unbelievable.
perfect. I've got so much Tar Heels gear that I
You-
can't even breathe.
Can't
How are we
wait.
the Lady Tar Heels?
You- I really hope somebody asks you like game 3, like you've worn a different Tar Heels shirt
Every game.
week.
Yeah, well, this is for home games and that's for away. Like it's not. What do you mean?
It's like breaks out. Then he starts going through
I got
football
you.
jerseys and basketball.
I've
jerseys.
thought about it. I was like, basically every week, I'm
Just
look
wearing something new.
this-
I know you have a
at
Tar
this
Heels
thing
hat
I
for every
made.
single game.
I made this for my
That
daughter.
is
I'm like, I might
hilarious.
put it on a shirt.
That's
Like
awesome.
I'm had her pose. Like you can't make this up. Lady
Yeah.
Tar Heels.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I was so pumped. It's like you can look how beautiful this jersey is.
I almost bought a T-shirt press today.
You see it?
Yeah.
On the back. I have
That's
a T-shirt
awesome.
press. You can use my T-shirt press whenever you want.
All right. Yeah,
Right.
that's fantastic. I just Oh, that's so funny. Man.
Couldn't have worked out better.
Okay, yeah. That's all we've got, I think.
Yeah, they got 4 minutes of overtime. Good job.
Yeah,
Free
4
podcast.
minutes.
Good job.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll be on later this week. Maybe we'll see if somebody can come on later this week and do it. Let's see. Last bit of news: UConn won the women's national championship today. Paige Becker's
They caught a
maybe better.
wave.
Yeah, maybe better than Caitlin Clark.
You think so?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I didn't watch a ton of it today, but that's the narrative
shocker.
out
I wonder
there.
how many people watched it.
Elliot watched a little more than I did. He was at Grandma's house, but Grandma's a huge Lady Vols fan, and in that era of Lady Vols, you cannot cheer for UConn at all. So
Correct.
she was going
I'd
against UConn.
still agree.
You still,
with
I
that.
don't. I like Paige Beckers. I like AZ Fudd. I think they're really good in the about 45 seconds that I've watched this year. Yeah, South Carolina. they could take a step down for all I care. But anyways, enough. That's enough for the whole year on women's basketball.
Last year was Iowa, right? Yep. 24 million peak. At the peak, 24 million watched that game, which at that time is like
Iowa and South Carolina, right?
Million. I mean, we're extremely high. So it's going to be interesting to see how much lower it is without, because I bet you here's another test, as there is no way Paige Buchers will attract the audience that Caitlin Clark
Probably
gets.
not. Yeah.
Not close.
Yeah. Who you got tomorrow in the men's?
Don't
championship?
care. Absolutely don't care.
Well,
I'm thrilled.
I'm
I
a
think
big
Kelvin-
Duke hater with you. I just never have liked Duke, so I was very happy.
I generally, as a general thing, can't cheer for Florida. Don't like Florida.
I appreciate
Never
that.
had like.
Yeah, we're strong, big Cougar fans tomorrow.
We're all Cougars from this point.
We're all Cougars. That's what I was saying. I mean, Tennessee doesn't have a bone to pick with Auburn.
Yeah.
I don't like Broome. He's really smart. He's really good. He's also really lazy. And I'm didn't
thrilled.
like him.
Either one. Coin
But
flip.
I wanted them to
boom,
beat
great.
Florida because I just hate Florida.
I don't like Florida. And
think
Kelvin
Florida-
Sampson's a good coach. He deserves.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm close to saying Florida would be my Duke, my least favorite team in terms of basketball for sure. No,
It would be
now that Cal's gone from Kentucky, it feels like I just don't like Florida in football or basketball.
I am also. I wouldn't. Well, I think it's still. I think the men still will outperform. Oh, do we? Can you hear me?
Now we're good.
I'm willing to bet the men's game outperforms the women's, but I bet you this will be one of the lowest watched national championship basketball games maybe ever.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I would probably agree with you, but
unless you're in Houston, which it's not like Houston Nation is like Kentucky, right? It's Houston. Right. And then Florida, they'll show up. SEC. But like, who else is going to be watching it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm with you. All right. Well, that's 8
Go
minutes.
Heels.
That's way too long. So go Vols, #1 in the country in baseball, so we can still wear our stuff. So, with that, we bid you all good night. And remember, you could be
Thank you for
anywhere in the
joining us.
world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.
Cancer spot. It got laser beamed off on Friday, but you can see it. It looks like a dot. It looks like I'm an Indian, except it's not on my forehead. It's on the side of my face. But I ain't got no cancer, no chemo, no whatever. They just fried it off like a popsicle stick. I don't know what that means.
Thank you all. See you next week.